Hey there, all things MSP crew. I am back again from PAX 8 Beyond, and of course I have somebody who has been on the channel several times before. He is the OG of MSP, and you guys will get that joke later. And he has just launched a new organization that is going to be doing some exciting things. So for the one person watching this who doesn't know who you are you, Juan?
Oh, my name is Juan Fernandez. I am many things. One thing I like to call myself is a friend of this very wonderful gentleman. That may be something he doesn't admit in public, but I have been here for quite some time. I built a number of companies. I built and scaled an MSP, exited it. I'm a proud author of the MSP Owners Handbook. I've been the channel chief for a number of SaaS companies and taken them to market and invested in a number of things. So I've done a lot in this short period of time. But
okay, so your newest venture is MSP Owners Group.
That's correct.
And I did have the privilege of reading the press release, so I know a couple of things about it. But in your own words, why, before we get into the what is the why that you did this for?
I think there's enough reasons, and there's enough, if you just look across all that's happened, and all of us here are not getting any younger. We were commenting on our vintage this morning, and the
good word
je ne sais quoi that comes with that, and it's just this thing that we constantly have to reflect on, the fact that we're only getting better as we age.
Exactly, like fine wine.
Yeah, like fine wine. We're getting a lot better, and so as we get better and we're looking to think about, what are we doing next? It's one of the questions I ask all the time. What do you do when what you do isn't what you do anymore? And I notice that I see a lot of sad faces when I see people exit their business, and we live here. We call this place home.
Right.
Like this, we've been here long enough. We've invested a lot in this community and in this industry. And one of the things that pangs me the most is to see people leave feeling like they didn't be successful. And so the thing for me is like, can I create some way that they can stay around? And can I create a way that they could feel like their legacy is preserved and their company's maintained, and that their employees are happy, and that they can feel like they can come back and just tell everyone about how great things were and how good of a life they're living and share their expertise? And that's really why, I had that opportunity, and I feel like I want to give that to others.
So I have heard that story more than once from an MSP that's exited their business, went off into retirement, and was miserable. And I know there's quite a few of us, you and I included, that have had the opportunity to not only work on the MSP side, but also on the vendor side. And that's given a little bit more longevity, I would say, to being a part of this community. And that's what it is. The MSP world is much more of a community than a lot of other industries.
Correct.
And I think when an MSP owner exits and they leave the industry, they don't realize what they're really leaving.
Man, you leave a lot. I talk about the emotional side of selling a lot, and I don't think a lot of people take stock. I've had a number of exits over my life, and I've had some good ones and I've had some really bad ones, and they take a toll, and it's not just around you, but it's the family, like your immediate family, like your 1 degree of separation. Like it's amazing, like the impact of you being an entrepreneur and a business owner, what that has on your family. You're used as a reference point. Like your uncle is a business owner, and like if he could do it, then you could do it. And they're like, oh well, he's just drinking and crying all the time. Well, that's what is that about? Like, I don't want to be a business owner if that's what happens. And it's like that's not the vision that I want to see, that my friends, I call friends, and ones I care about have. So I'm trying not to encourage there to be drunk uncles, that's all.
Well, and I think that's a very noble thing to keep, from happening in this world. So, okay, so we've talked about the why, and it really has a lot to do with this world and this community that we have come to know and love. But you've taken a practical approach to this and actually given some legs to a way that an MSP owner can exit, but still stay very much connected.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about the what now.
I think the what starts at what's etched in the helm of the ship. And in that mast, there is the definition of success. And that definition is a leader that creates and empowers another leader, but they don't get the success flag until that leader creates and empowers another leader. Only then can that be a definition of success. And so when we think about how we've structured this, we're buying a stake in the company, but we're saying, hey, look, we're going to help you transition into this area, and we're going to do all the back end things that you need to be done. But the same token, we're going to help you grow and scale this business, and you're going to exit it a multiple of times. But the definition of success really looks like is if we empower you and your employees come back to run segments and maybe those pieces of the business. And then that employee creates more employees and then creates those leaders that run and scale that level of business. So we called it, when I created this design a number of years ago, and what we called it was the dream job. And my team today, they're still at the old MSP, and they always say we can't leave because you made it where we can't leave, because everywhere else is too noisy, too chaotic, and it's out of sync with building a family and really being able to enjoy your life. And that's as much as it was sad to hear that they couldn't leave, it's also an honor to know that we did what we meant to do. Now, that was a definition of success at the time. But what it didn't do was also allow them to create additional leaders. Now, they created sustainability because we built it for that. Now, we're evolving that and going into this next level of how do we take and meld people with this new technology, because we're transforming. We're not just coming in or playing the same old playbook. We're shifting everything and aligning people with technology and looking at how do we make sure that there's people here in the future and not just technology.
So it sounds to me like part of this process is you are coming in, doing an acquisition, right? You're getting partial control, which I think is important, but it also gives that MSP owner breathing room. 100%. I think is what I'm hearing you're kind of giving them, so that now they have the breathing room to go and evolve into this person that you're talking about, that can now become not just the business owner that's chasing things every day, but the mentor to their business
100%.
To get it to that next level, to make it an even better exit.
When you take a look at and you take stock of one of the things in this world that we live in, we hear all the time, focus on your business, not in your business. One of the interesting things is when you stop for a minute and just listen, just stop. In your business today, stop. Listen to where the noise is coming from. And ironically, a lot of the noise that you hear are the things and tools that you put in place that are actually burying you deeper in your business so that you can actually focus. And so when we remove a number of aspects of noise, that silence is why my team can't leave. Because they don't want to go into a chaotic environment. They don't want to go into this noisy world. They're like, I'll never leave. It's a golden handcuff. So when we create these autonomies to allow a business owner tomorrow to be able to just focus on the thing they love and do and mentor those people, it's amazing what happens, man. So that's what we're focused on, and that's where all of our effort is placed. And we're going to just go and shake it up.
It sounds like the idea that has been missing in the M&A talks that we talk about, right? Because there's so much M&A, I don't want to call it noise because it's important, and it's where this industry is in its evolution, but because we are weird, I will continue to use that word until we die.
It's okay.
That it needed something unique in terms of the M&A, and I think this is that thing that's going to be unique.
I will say that last night I got approached by a number of folks, and they said, these are other platforms and private equity folks that were like, we've read over this a number of times, and you're basically redefining an M&A model.
Yeah.
You literally created a brand new one. You realize that? And I said, yep. And
unapologetically.
And I said, here's the question I have. Do you think you could adopt something like this? And they said, no, because it doesn't make sense. Dollars and cents.
Right.
And I'm like, And that is why you won't do it, because you guys want highly performing, you want to just overlay a little bit of secret sauce, and then you want to turn these things around and like grow them. You don't want to do the hard work of growing these people and help them see it, but then you want all the control. I don't. I want the community.
Right.
Like, and that's the beauty of, here's the thing, we're going to get ready to go through a really hard time. Our industry is about ready to hit a really difficult time. The challenge with this time that's coming, I need to know that the people that are sitting at the table, that we can sit together for a period of time and figure out how we're going to fix this situation. It's going to take us and a community of folks to figure out what we're going to do next, because it's going to take a community to do it. Like, and we're going to share that. That's what we're doing transparently. Like, it's wonderful that I have had the opportunity to bring in Paco and name him. Like, that's a great, for instance. He's the first one in. And why did I do it? Because if I came in as CEO, I would just be saying something just to say something. Like, oh, we know what Juan's going to do. But showing I'm going to build it is two different things. So,
well, it's almost like you're applying your own model
internally.
To, yes, exactly.
Yes, correct. I need to demonstrate, and that's why I said we're redefining possible. The whole point behind what we're doing is to show that there is a different way. It doesn't have to be the same. And that's what we're here to do, is just maybe put a little light on at the end of the tunnel.
So if MSPs are interested in finding out more, what do they do?
You know, they can come to our website. We're happy to have them join us at msp-og.com and fill out the form. And we're willing to have a conversation with anybody that's interested, but we're not looking for people that are add-ons or looking to sell their business and exit. All we're looking for is people that are willing to stick around for a few years and help make a difference.
And that's the key. I think you are adding on almost a mental health component
100%
to this, is the way I would call it. There's probably a better way to say it than that, but I think that, you know, in general,
there's caring in community, man. And that's really where we're really focused, and there's so many really wonderful pieces that we're injecting as strategic initiatives to help them truly become the leader that they want to be, and help lead this company into the future.
Awesome. Well, you know, I respect everything you do.
Thank you, brother.
And really do appreciate you coming on and talking to the audience about this and providing another M&A model that isn't just about dollars and cents.
Community is more than money.
It is.
We have to invest in that, and that's why there's nobody other than us to do it, man. We got to go make it happen.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.